Well, we've got Jo Hemmings, who's a relationship expert, and Bianca Gascoigne, who's had is it fair to say, a strained relationship with your very famous dad, Paul Gascoigne, over the years.
I think it's strange because the media's made it strange.
Strained, as in strange.
Is it strange?
Yeah.
Yes,
A sort of tense, difficult relationship where you've had to work at it a lot.
We've lived our lives in the public eye, especially me, since I was young. And unfortunately, what was in the press, pretty much all the time wasn't true. So you kind of could deal with it if it was true. But, all these lies, it makes it very difficult. And
of course, Meghan Markle, now being part of the royal family, doesn't really have a voice anymore. She was very outspoken, wasn't she? Had her own website, she could have said. Now she's
Jo,
sort of
I think this
unable
is the
to
point.
say
Thomas
what she
has
feels.
too much of a voice. He's very vulnerable. Surely the man just needs now to shut up.
Yeah, this is what I've been saying for a long time. So he started off with his, I'm so sad not to be there. He's now become a victim, blaming everybody else but himself. And he just won't stop. And he's put her in an absolutely impossible situation because she can't speak up. She can't actually have any kind of a feud or a reconciliation with her father because of the position she's in.
Well, she could privately, couldn't she? Can't she ring him? I mean, because according to this latest interview he's done, he says we haven't spoken since a day after the wedding. And given the fact that he has had a heart attack, you wonder, I mean, wouldn't, even if you were cross with somebody, you'd go, she's not short of a few bob. She could hop on a plane and go over there, couldn't she?
She could, but I'm not entirely sure what I believe. Obviously, she hasn't gone over there, but whether she's tried to call him or whatever, I feel he's playing that victim card. I mean, he just is pushing her away, either deliberately, but for whatever reason, I don't think she's in a position. She's squeezed between two families. She has to make a choice. He's effectively asking her to make a choice.
Bianca, do you identify with her being in the public eye? She's damned if she does, she's damned if she...
Open the papers, your dad's on the front page,
I truly believe it must be soul-destroying for her. I feel like she probably feels that she's under attack. Obviously, like, she can't say what she really thinks. And I just think if he really wants to maybe have that relationship back, he needs to take a step back and maybe later on just say, look, hold your hands up and say, look, I've done wrong. If you want to contact me, I'll be here whenever you want to pick up the phone.
What kind of things over the years, and I know your mum had a very difficult relationship, and I think, did she herself describe it as an abusive relationship in her own words at one point? But in whatever way she felt that was, how much work have you had to do in forgiveness and talking, and have you had moments of, months where you didn't speak to each other?
We just want to be a happy family, we're very, very... We've got a tight family. It's a small family, but, we're
but how do you get to that point, having been through a lot
Well, it's
together?
definitely been a bit of a journey, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But it's been a journey worth it, and we just try and be there for each other as much as possible. There has been a lot of stuff that's gone on, but, I'm a daddy's girl. I just want my dad around and just want him to be healthy, and I just want everyone to be healthy and just have a happy life.
I suppose the difference is with your dad, he has a sickness.
Yes.
And poor Thomas is obviously very confused. It's the most difficult situation. She's married to the most high-profile family involved in that in the world.
He seems quite lonely to me. He seems like a lonely man.
He seems vindictive, he feels jealous, he seems bitter. And if she hasn't, for instance, been in touch with them, I actually don't blame her for that. Because I just think it's such an uncomfortable situation to put her in. Normally, as a relationship counsellor, I would try to repair family relationships. But in this case, I'm not sure. He hasn't done so much damage that it's irreparable.
So ultimately, Bianca, do you think that no matter how much hurt there is, that you can heal and should, that blood is thicker than water, that relationship has to be resolved? Otherwise, Meghan in herself, it'll always eat away at her.
It depends on the situation. I think it depends on the individual. It depends what you want out of it. It seems like if we go back to the engagement video, she didn't tend to really talk about her father that much. She said about her mum being the rock. So that kind of raised warning bells to me early doors. So,
but do you think, Jo, that if it's a toxic relationship, if you feel you're being hurt, that's it? You've got to...
I think
that
so.
is it.
Ultimately,
that is
I
it.
think that's
definitely. The
You've
Twitter
got to walk
poll,
away.
it has divided you straight down the middle this morning. Here's the question. What's the best thing to do when a family relationship has broken down? How does it shape up?
Well, 50% of you say keep working at it, 50% of you say walk away.
Which is no solution at all.
No.
That answers nothing.